you, computer lady.
I might have to edit that out again.
Good thing you got the skills.
I'm working on those.
I'm good. How about you?
Good. It's been a crazy couple weeks.
Yeah, you got a tan there from your San Diego trip?
Oh, I don't know. I was only on the beach from like 5:30 to. Yeah, I got down there and it was like 5:30 and grabbed a beer at this little outside patio, just sitting there watching the sunset.
Nice.
And then went to dinner at this place, this little sushi joint up top, and saw the sunset. Yeah, it was just what the doctor ordered.
Jealous.
Yeah.
It sounds, especially right now after a rainy, gray day here, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, weren't you supposed to get like pummeled or something?
We got pummeled pretty good today, yeah. Pretty much all day long. Some good flash flooding and all that stuff. So it's just been nonstop. Yeah. The grass stayed green here all summer long.
That's
kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Yeah, if you're getting paid to cut grass.
Well, some people do, and
yeah,
they've been busy. So we're supposed to get rain tonight. They're saying we're supposed to get some rain tonight, and
really,
yeah, it's supposed to be. I think it's only going to get up to 94 tomorrow. So I think we might be breaking into the double digits, hopefully for an extended period of time.
Well, it's fall. It's officially fall, so
it is fall. Yep. It is fall.
Jeffrey sent me a text yesterday morning. I think it was 28 degrees when he woke up in Fairplay. So, it's fall. It's definitely fall in the Rockies.
I got a memory that popped up 4 years ago. 4 years ago with Stagecoach.
Oh today. Yeah, yep.
And Robin had posted a video, and it said it was 40 degrees at start of the race. So
it was chilly. That was chilly.
Yeah, I didn't check what the weather's up in Flagstaff, but I can't imagine it's that cold. It was that cold this morning because it was still 100 degrees down here, and it's usually 20,
70,
30. Yeah, it's usually 70s. And that day I remember was chilly. Even we topped out that Saturday at maybe 60 degrees. Because it froze.
Yeah, it wasn't hot.
When we were together, it froze.
Yeah, my hands did too.
Yeah, I know. So did mine. It would have been nice if somebody had some hand warmers for us.
Yeah. Well, technically somebody did.
Ones that worked.
Whatever that science that goes on in those little packets, that just wasn't on our side that night.
Well, it could have been. It could have been that they were a little bit expired too.
Yeah, expiration dates, they're overrated for Tylenol and hand warmers.
It was a thought that counted, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
I was not a Boy Scout, so it was worth it. A for effort, I guess.
It was an A for effort. I see that you got a yellow jacket going on.
I did. Yep. Just keeping it simple tonight. But Yellowstone season 4 coming up November.
Yeah,
November they got a date.
Did you see any of the preview? Did you see the preview? There's like two trailers that are out there.
Yeah, I saw a couple of the trailers, but it was mainly like the recap from the end of last season. And then it looked like one was kind of foreshadowing some things, but I don't want any spoiler alerts. I want to go in fresh.
Yeah, well, because it's on Paramount, right? So I've caught it over the summer, probably 2 weekends, where they've just run the entire
Bender,
all the seasons right in a row. So
yeah,
we might have to call up the last episode before November 4th just to catch us up, make sure. I kind of remember what happened, but I don't know all the parts.
Yeah. Oh, it's getting heated up. It's getting heated. Dad said they're coming out then with a prequel after I think season 4. So going in,
I saw that.
so that sounds interesting. That's something to look forward to. What about what are you sipping on there?
Oh, I just I got a
Bubbly?
athletic brew.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I got an athletic brewing IPA, the non-alcoholic, because I had a weekend. So there's there's Robin's stuff that's in there, which it's hard for me to drink that stuff. That Belgium wheat type stuffy things, I don't like those. But there's three who's Southern Tier Pumpkin. It's in there,
Okay. Uh-huh.
and I don't think that's a good idea right now. Because it's 100 degrees out, and it's just I wasn't in the mood for one, and
Yeah.
I want one of those would lead to two of those, which would lead to three of those, which would, you know,
Good night.
yeah. I did partake in some. What did I have out there? Of course, I had a Stone IPA,
Oh yeah.
and that was with dinner because I didn't drink Monday. I didn't have any beers Monday. Tuesday, I did beers with dinner. I had a Stone, and then it's crazy, dude. I was gonna go over. I finished dinner, and I left, and I was just kind of wandering around the boardwalk. And I'm like, I gotta, I gotta take a leak before I get in the car to go back to the hotel. And I was only like 15 minutes from the hotel. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll pop into the sandbar and just grab a pee real quick and grab a beer. There was a line to get in.
To get in to the
Yeah,
bar,
I mean, there was a
not to the
line.
bathroom.
Nope, to the bar. I mean, it was probably about 20 deep getting in.
Whoa.
So I don't know. The Padres were playing the Giants, and the Padres are trying to make the playoffs. So it could have been there was like something going on with that, or it could have been like a trivia night or something to that effect.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not. I only want
Wow.
to go in for a beer and a leak. That's all I want. So I
They
popped
want
down.
it bad. They
No,
want it bad to get in there.
no. I mean, I was thinking. I'm like texting Robin. I'm like, I should have like a VIP seat in that place by now.
Yeah. Hey,
So
I'm Mike. I'm here.
yeah, remember us? Uh, so I just popped down and I had a Latitude 33, which was like a mango IPA. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, Latitude 33. I think they're Southern Cal. I think they're out of Los Angeles. They're either LA or San Diego, but that was a good one. So participated in or partaked in some definite Southern California beers, which was nice.
Nice. Because
Yeah,
Lagunitas, is that Southern California?
it's Petaluma, I think it's pronounced, and I think they're a little bit further north. I think they're just south of San Jose, like
Oh, okay.
closer
Okay.
to the Bay Area, but I might be completely wrong. I wanted to say
Okay.
they were like in somewhere south of the Bay Area and not LA County or San Diego County, but I might be wrong.
Gotcha.
But
Some of
their
their
own
stuff has been good too.
well, that was another one of the earlier ones that I had coming out was Lagunitas back probably about 10 years ago, 12 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
Early.
was like Fat Tire, then it was Sierra Nevada, and I think Lagunitas was like kind of the next one.
Yep.
But they
Yeah,
got
they have.
scooped up. I want to say that they got scooped up by one of the bigger players.
Oh, okay. Kind of like everybody.
Yeah.
It's the trend. Yeah, Cindy brought home a 4-pack, so it's gonna probably be potent. And it was their Imperial. I forget what the name of it was, but I had one of them already. But they're like
Lagunitas?
11.7 or something. Like it's a potent brew for sure. So
That'll make you right.
yeah, but I just went with the Yellow Jackets. I got a couple in there, I think, still, but I was like, we could just go a Yellow Jacket for the night. It's still a
That'll
school night.
That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow night.
Yeah.
We're supposed to. I think we're going to a movie tomorrow night. Elena wants to go to a movie, and I guess there's she's working something out with her friend. So I guess Robin, I think Robin's going, but it's basically Elena's friend and her dad, who you met, Michael, you know him, well, not know him, but you met him at the soccer tournament. I guess his wife's up in Sedona. She's gone for the weekend. So, Elena and Catherine were, concocting this plan to go to the movie. And was it last night? It was it was last night. She's like, "Hey, Dad, we're going to go to a movie on Friday." She's like, "Me, Catherine, Mom, and Michael." I'm like, "Are you like trying to get Mom and Michael? What's going on?" She's like, "No, you're coming too. You're coming too."
You just didn't make my list.
Right. You just weren't. We just figured you would be the last to know. And it's the movie theater that has beer, so it'll be cool. I'm like,
enough said.
Yeah, I'm trying to be better. Like last week,
let me check my social calendar. Okay.
Yeah. Not now, man. There isn't much of a social calendar with soccer, but I've been trying to be good. Like last week, I didn't have a beer until Saturday afternoon.
There you go.
Saturday afternoon. It might have been even Saturday night. No, it was Saturday afternoon because we went out after the one soccer game at lunch. So I had a beer then, and then watched the Penn State game Saturday night. Yeah. So I had a couple then.
Yeah, that was well, it wasn't as late for you out there, but yeah, that was quite the night.
It was dude, that was crazy. It was the game against Wisconsin. I had no expectations. I just said, let's see how this goes, figure it out.
Yeah.
And then they won, which is great.
Yeah.
And then we went to the Ball State game, and we were there, so we kind of had a good feeling that they would win, and they did, and they convincingly. So my expectations of the team, okay, what could this team be? And everybody's leading up to the Auburn game. All the pundits and the experts are picking Penn State. So So then I'm watching the game and
we're getting jinxed there.
I know. And then you had a couple bad calls, and
Oh yeah.
It could have been Penn State winning by 20 points. But it ended up being an exciting game, which was fun. But I had a couple beers there. And then Sunday, Elena had 5 soccer games all weekend. So
that's nuts.
So Sunday I had some more in the afternoon. We went and watched some more of the football out here because the later games there get done at like 7. Out here it's 4:00. So we watched some of the later games. I was like, all right, well, I'll go back to clean and sober all week, and I was in San Diego.
Yeah, you're in San Diego. Yeah. Maybe next week. Definitely next week.
Yeah, well, next week probably will be a good idea, leading up until the wedding. So, because the wedding,
one thing after another. Yep, exactly.
I'm sure the wedding, there's going to be there'll probably be a couple cocktails poured that day.
Well, you might want to train for the wedding. Actually,
I think I have. Training's been going on for about.
If you need to, I guess if you need to justify, I guess you don't want to shock the system by going in too clean.
my whole training probably started. What was it? June 18th when the 19th when I got out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's been
no stop button since.
Yeah, it's been on an upward or downward trend depending on how you want to look at it.
Oh yeah.
So
now schedule wise, everything's just crazy. To sit down in itself is a big deal.
I mean, shit, it's hard for us every week to stay consistent with this because our calendar is crazy.
Yeah, I'm consistently inconsistent right now. So to get a window when an hour a window,
right?
It's like oof, this is tough.
There's some things I'm still consistent with, but it's a fraction of what would be typical, during a year ago, like even during COVID, man. I mean, during COVID, I think we were even more consistent than what we traditionally are because we weren't getting pulled in so many different directions.
Yeah, you
So,
were home being
right,
productive, but yeah, just being grounded. Yeah, there's unless that you need to be doing stuff outside the house, then that's a real pickle. But yeah, that's when you just create a new routine around the new setting,
right.
which is
Now
which is
it's
pretty much what we had to do here.
right,
So
and I mean, for me, it's. I mean, this is, and I'm not complaining about it. I think it's actually good, and I think it's also getting me out of my comfort zone. Is each day is different.
hmm
You know, there isn't a day during the week that's the same, which is good because you don't get in like during COVID for at
yeah,
least
it
four
could be
four months,
Groundhog's
five
Day.
months. It was just seemed like the same thing over and over again. But now it's getting up and meditating and praying, and then we walk the dog, and I come back, and I got a 45 minutes between coming home and then taking Robin to work because then I need a
Yeah,
car in the afternoon because I got to pick up Elena in the afternoon from school. So it's just hectic. So what could I get the run in the morning? Do I get the run in when it starts getting cooler? It'll be fine because I could get out in the afternoon outside for the run.
yeah. You're not restricted to either early morning or late nights, really.
Right, right. Now, I mean, we got the treadmill, which is nice. So maybe it's because tomorrow I got an early day, so I'll probably have to get my running on the treadmill. Which the next race is running around a 500-meter track for as long as I possibly can. So what's more boring, that or a treadmill?
Yeah, treadmill's gonna look exciting.
Actually, the track might look exciting.
Well, if you stay on the treadmill long enough, yeah. Hey, you
Hmm.
should put I just had it on. I got like a little spin in after work, but I pulled up on YouTube Bad Blood. It's like a documentary with Kyle Dake and Jordan Burroughs,
Oh,
and
really?
and they're yeah, Flow Wrestling put it together. Um, it's good. I only got like not even a quarter way through, but man, there's history there. I had no idea about some of this stuff. Those two have just been battling over the years now,
I thought they
like
had
almost a
something going when
decade.
they were little bitty boys. I thought they
I
maybe
don't know.
maybe early in high school, or maybe
I don't
not.
know. No, they didn't go into high school, but they went
Okay.
into like pretty much Dake, when he was wrapping up at Cornell,
Oh,
and
okay.
Burroughs was
Okay.
just on fire, just killing it,
Okay. Maybe it was he froze up there.
But yeah, if you need some treadmill entertainment, kid wise, like David Taylor and Dake, they had a rival going on too throughout
Yeah.
college, I think.
Well, they wrestled a couple times.
But there's and actually Taylor's got a good documentary. He's got a really good one too from like childhood. Especially with him just winning the gold medal this year and being Penn State. Um, there was a good one I found. I'll have to look it up again, but David Taylor's upbringing is amazing. I
I
mean, you talk
thought
about just pure dedication and commitment.
I thought there was I thought there was somebody up there. I don't know if it was Dake and Taylor, or obviously it wasn't Burroughs and Dake, but somebody recently, and I think they wrestled in the finals of the trials.
Yeah, it
That
was Dake and Burroughs.
No, no, but I'm talking about
Oh,
they've trained together for like 20 years. I mean, when they were little itty bitties, they were, when they were in like juniors, at
uh-huh.
Summit Wrestling Club. I think I want to say there was a story that I saw that they were wrestling again. They were wrestling with each other and against each other, and obviously they went to different high schools and they different colleges and so on and so forth. But it brought them back to training for the Olympics together like old times. And I
Oh,
thought it
that's
was Dake.
cool.
I thought it was Dake and Taylor, but it's not. So, but
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was good. It was good stuff. It's kind of getting psych. Wrestling season's right around the corner.
yeah, I mean,
Looking
you could
forward
get
to it.
get up to some matches maybe.
That's why Ohio State's home at the Rec Hall. So
Better,
might
better
have to
jump on
look
those.
into that one.
Better jump on those tickets now.
Yeah, they're probably gone already.
Yeah, they are. But you could probably get them off of StubHub or Ticketmaster or something like that.
Yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be cool to see. But
Yeah.
I'm I'm gonna help out with Abington's team. I'm not gonna commit to any position for junior high, but I am gonna just I'm getting all my clearances and fingerprints set up. So I'm gonna start trying to get in. They're already starting. They have like a preseason schedule up here now. So they're
Workout
doing
schedule.
yeah, they're lifting and wrestling 3 times a week now.
Good.
So I'm gonna start hopping in, I think, with them and just be just be present, whatever they
Good.
need. So I'm excited,
That'll be
excited for
good.
that.
That'll be good for you.
Yeah, it'll be good for me. Maybe the kids too. We'll see, but
Well, I think it'll. I definitely think it'll be good for them, but definitely good for you too.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
I do actually. I do have a topic for tonight.
Okay, I forgot to ask. That's how busy we've been. I didn't even ask about a topic.
Yeah,
What you got?
I pulled it up. I got it. I got it here. I guess there's not one topic here, right? So it's a quote. It's a quote from, and I forget what book. It was a book within the last month or two that I read, and it's about. I wrote down naturals, like being a natural at something, right? A natural talent, right? And the quote is, and I'll put this in the show notes too. It says, craftsmen do not talk about giftedness, inborn talents. They allow themselves times for the journey, taking more pleasure in making the little secondary things well than in the effect of a dazzling while. And that was a quote by Nietzsche. But basically, the essentially what it was meaning, or what I got from it, is that I mean, you've heard this. Hey, he or she's a natural. They're a natural talent at the piano, or they're a natural talent at baseball, or they're a natural talent in being an entrepreneur, right? Kobe James is natural talent in NBA. Natural
Yeah.
talent in NBA. You know, we were, now at birth we're given. I don't want to say talent. I think we're given certain genes and we're given certain
Genetics. Yeah.
genetics, right? And then that that talent is built over years and years and years. You know, they're a gifted athlete, right? Well, LeBron James was born with particular genetics, right? You know,
Yeah.
but what he is and what he became was because of years of working his ass off. You know, and I wrote about this a couple weeks back too, and I wanted to get your thought on that, because when when you know, they're an overnight sensation. Well, come on, man. Or what's the one thing that got you to this level? You know, and it's never one thing that makes you a natural. It's never a short path to get you to become a master at something. You know, it's that whole thought of 10,000 hours and putting the time working on your craft, working on your craft, working on your craft. And I know when we've had the conversation in the past, but that term natural, or that term, you know, talent, and we could kind of discuss or kind of debate the whole talent versus skill. I just wanted to throw that out there and get your thought on it for the audience, and see what we could talk about on that.
Yeah. And well, it's funny timing because I just was having a conversation with a coworker yesterday on a way to a job site about almost the same thing of just, but it was more with the natural talent, especially at the younger stages. And this could be anything from sports to academics and everything, but yeah, you're right. Like if a kid picks his parents wisely, he will be blessed with a certain genetic structure that may allow him to and her to access or to accelerate maybe faster and easier with more ease than their teammates on either side of them. But that I see that only getting them to a certain point. with that natural talent. If they don't build on that natural talent, and mainly it was what we were talking about was being coachable.
Mm-hmm.
If an athlete or a student has a specific talent, but isn't necessarily coachable and doesn't want to take instruction from others, maybe, and kind of receive feedback, then they're limiting themselves there, and they're basing all their abilities on their God-given talent.
Right.
And I think that can only go so far. I mean, you can only play that out to a certain point, because when you look at the successful people, they've taken that to get the ball rolling, but then put in the reps, put in the hours, took advice from others, did their research, did their homework, and started pulling a little bit in to their practice, to their craft. And that's when you see a person continue to strive and excel in their craft like that. And it's funny too, because yeah, you mentioned with like an overnight sensation, and somebody like has their like breakout moment, and people call them overnight sensation. The reaction for a lot of those people are like, overnight, what are you talking about?
You're
Like,
right.
nobody's up at 4 a.m. with me, cranking reps on the barbell. Like, nobody's seeing me do all this stuff, late night sessions after a practice, and it's those scenes where overnight sensations, maybe with the lottery, winning a lottery,
Right.
that's an overnight sensation, because one day you're poor, the next day you're rich. But yeah, I think there's a lot of behind the scenes that takes place.
Well, you were hitting it just before. We were talking about, take David Taylor and Kyle Dake and Jordan Burroughs, right? You know, no, we all get to see the glory, right? But
Hmm.
they don't show, and maybe they do in this documentary. They probably do. They don't show, when these guys were, and they don't show LeBron James or any of the superstars that are out there now. They don't show the the sacrifice and the investment they made when they were 8, 12, 15, 16, 17 years old. They've you said, I like what you said, the kids being able to choose their parents wisely. uh, you know at some point in time, as a parent, whether the kid goes into a sport or by their choice, or a parent, influences them or guides them into a particular a particular skill, sport. We're talking sports because that's our background, or academics, or a certain musical interest, whatever the case may be. But the child is, in some way, shape, or form, has an interest in developing this talent, or they have a talent they want to work on, and then nobody sees what's going on at nighttime, and the investment and work they're putting in. Like you said, at 4 o'clock in the morning, they're not seeing me going out there and running my 100 laps every freaking day, or swimming hours and hours and hours in the pool. All they see is my hand getting raised at the end of the match,
Yep.
or
Yep.
me holding up the championship. Oh, by the way, throughout my 20-year career of this, I've wanted to quit multiple times. I almost came
Yeah.
close to quitting multiple times because I didn't know if I was good enough. I didn't know if I was willing enough to continue with the sacrifices. Because when you when you get to become a master of something, and I'm talking a master of something where, and I don't want people to interpret that the wrong way, but you know we you spend a lot of time investing in something. You're going to investing your time on developing a craft. You're going to get good at it. You're just going to get good at it. If you keep practicing and practicing, you're going to get better. And that could be being a good father, being a good husband, being a good mom, being a good kid, being a good student, being a good athlete, being a good entertain, whatever the case may be. um, and I kind of lost my train of thought there, but my point of saying is that when you become a master of something, it's because of just the level of effort and sacrifice you put into it. I don't think nobody's born with, I don't think anybody's born with a skill or a talent. I think they're born with a gift, or a treasure, or that gift or treasure could be the potential of being good at X, Y, and Z. Oh, I lost you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's see if we can get him back. We'll pause here. Hopefully, I don't have to sing for you. That's okay. We could just edit this out.
You there?
I'm here.
Yeah, that was weird. All of a sudden, I lost all sound and it shut down.
Yep. It's all right. It's editable.
Sorry.
No, the good thing is that here's the interesting thing: is it doesn't stop recording, right? I don't have to call you back or mess with that kind of stuff. I could just go in and edit it at wherever the spot was. I just have to find the spot. But no
Okay.
worries.
I just hit the same link there. So.
Yeah, that's fine. We're good. It's still recording too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, basically what I was elaborating on is the fact that, I don't think any of us are really born with a talent or a skill set. I think we are born with a gift, and it's up to us in our journey to determine what that gift may be, and then develop that gift into a talent, and then therefore a skill. And I think that's the process. I think a gift becomes a talent, and then the talent becomes a skill, and a talent doesn't become a skill until that talent is mastered. And that's when I think that's when I believe, we've fulfilled a potential. I don't think we've fulfilled our potential, because I don't think we really realize what our potential is until later in life. But I think there's gifts, whether it's an athletic ability, or whether it's a writing ability, or a instrument ability, or a speaking ability. I think in some way, shape, or form, we are born with a gift, and I believe our purpose is to figure out what that gift may be, and then make that gift one of our talents, and then bust our ass to make it a skill that we've mastered. And unfortunately, there's some people that go through. There's two components of that. There's people that go through life never even realizing that, and they go to the grave not even developing that excuse me, that gift, or giving that gift to others. Excuse me. And I think the other side of the fence is that you might be born with a gift, excuse me, and then develop that into a skill, but that isn't truly the true skill that you're supposed to have developed. There's something else out there, and that's the fun part of the journey, right? Trying to navigate and figure out what those new skills are that you can develop.
So with that, I guess rewinding up to, nature versus nurture as well, which is it even before all the skills and all that, is it more of being driven and motivated?
What's more important?
No. Do you think you can be born as a driven individual? And, maybe that's competitive. Maybe that is, are you motivated? Where does that come from? Because there's natural, physical, mentally the ability, but can you be brought up, or can you just out of the womb be, because you always see those little kids, like, and some of it, maybe their exposure with their families, but they just get after it. They're wired to get after it. They're motivated to look around the playground and want to just beat the pants off of any other kid at any other sport. You know what I mean? But then opposite end is, I'm good. Like bare minimum kind of guy, like going through life, just like, I'm good with that. you know.
So
So where
there's
does it could
that's a
be there's the talent, but then there's also that. I mean, and that could come underneath the layers if you're peeling back that onion.
that's a great
If you
question,
take a
right?
look.
I don't let's peel that back, right? So because I've seen parents and kids, right? And both of them, or at least one of the parent, they've got drive, they got inspiration, they got that will to crush it, and whatever that might be defined as, right? And I've also seen parents that are crushing it and motivated and inspired, and kids are like, yeah, well, I'm just not into that. And then the reverse, right? You see kids that are crazy motivating and willing to continue to move forward and grow, and parents that are just kind of like, and there,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a wrong answer. I think there's something in the blood when I think there's genes. I think there's something in our blood that we give to our children, both sides, whether we're motivated and inspired or not. I think there's something, some chemical, however you want to define it, that's passed to our kids, right? But I believe that, and maybe it is our responsibility, but maybe it's as much as ours as the kids. They gotta find something. I think there has to be a switch, or there has to be a little bit of a plug or light
Uh-huh.
that 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 turns that on within that child. There's got to be something that inspires, excuse me, that creates that why, that makes them passionate. I think once they find that passion, whatever that might be, an instrument, a sport, some type of activity, I believe once they see that, again, it's that finding out what that purpose is, finding out what that thing is, that skill is, that talent that they want to develop. And I think that's when that switch could go on with with that drives them, and but there's also the other side of that fence, Bri, where you know maybe the kid never finds that thing that they want to do, that they are supposed to find and they're supposed to seek out, and therefore they're not driven. I'm saying that hesitantly, right? Because you know there's kids. I mean, I think all kids are driven in some way. We're all human beings are driven in some way, shape, or form to do something, you know. And I mean, you might think we could sit here and say, the people that are kind of just gliding through life, right? Well,
Yeah.
they're inspired and motivated to glide through life, right?
Yeah. See
That
how little they can do. Like that's
and
what they're motivated.
that could be that could be what they're driven to
Yeah.
do,
Exactly.
to do as little as possible.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, they don't want to grow, they don't want to move forward, but they're still moving through life, right? Now, are they developing their talents and skills? You know, are they going out there and working to uh, really tap their potential? Maybe not, and maybe that's the other question, right? Maybe that's what they believe their potential is, right? And that's another question with the kid that comes out as a baby, right? They might have all this will and desire and motivation to be. They're given that in their genes, right? But maybe they're being influenced. Maybe they're not getting that external motivation to be, hey,
Yeah.
hey, Dad, could I go do this? Or Mom, could I do this? Or what would you want to do that for?
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to do that.
Just beat down, beat down.
Our family doesn't go to school, or our family doesn't do X, Y, and Z. This is what we do, you know. And there's all those
Yep.
other outside influencers that have an impact on how we are programmed in our life. And I mean, don't even get us started on further externally, social media and people that we don't even know and shit we could read and all that other crap that could
Oh yeah.
put us down.
Yep. Tonight is a funny example. I was just in the weight room here, and I had the barbell laying on the floor. I was finishing up. Cora came in, she did it, a deadlift, and I just gave her some cues on, positioning and where to keep her back and everything. And she went in, did a couple reps, and then she went out with my mom. And then a few minutes later, Taylor came down separately, and she goes down. She goes to try to pick up the bar, and she goes, "Oh, whew, that's heavy. Like, might break something there, Dad." I was like, yeah, I was like, "You're right." I was like, "But Cora just was down here lifting it up." And she didn't say a word. She just looked down straight at the bar again and got on it and popped up to a pretty good looking deadlift. But it was like right there and then and there, it's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, Taylor, you're right. Like, it is heavy. It's pretty heavy. Like, you should probably just walk away from that." It's like, no, I'm not gonna do that, but I'm not gonna say, "Get your ass back on that bar. Your
Right.
sister did it." I was just like, I'm just gonna throw this out there and see which way, your choice, but yeah, see which way you go. And she made a good choice. But yeah, the programming, the external feedback that we get at a young age makes a huge difference down the road there. But I think the humans, I mean, we are just programmed for survival,
Right.
so that's where a lot of this goes back to. But yeah, it's like some people, survival means to be the best and, excel in everything. And then other people, survival is to do the least amount possible and still be able to pay bills and get by and, make sure they are watching whatever they want to watch and, following up on all the football games that they want to watch, and more
And
power to it.
that's fine too.
You know,
That's fine
there's
too.
no right, there's no wrong roads here, but
I mean, hell,
it's
I mean,
interesting.
look at everything out there that people become great at, and you could talk about sports and athletics, but you could talk about instruments, you could talk gaming, man. You got people that, I mean, I know a woman, her son is in college, and he is a teacher of gaming. His major in college is mastering this specific game on how to play this game. And
Yep.
now he got so damn good at it, they created a position that he could teach it. You know,
And
that
it's a
I think
source of income.
it be, yeah. If it's not already,
Yeah.
it's going to be a source of income. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
it totally is. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I mean, that's the ultimate dream, right? Is that us really fulfilling? Is that the definition of fulfilling our potential? Really doing what we truly have ever dreamed of and what we love doing it and making a living doing it. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't. I've been battling with this, and I'm sure you've had questions about this to yourself too. What are we doing? What are we doing? And then from a career perspective, right? And then I sit back and I look at outside that. My mission is to be a good father, good husband, good human being every day. And there's certain steps that I work on each day to do that. And if I come to the end of my road and I could look back, and I don't really care what anybody else thinks, but if I could look back and my kids and my wife could be proud of me that I was a good husband, I was a good father, I was a good human being. Again, you're not going to perfect it. You're not going to be that way all the time. But if I'm 80% of the time I could sit back and say that, I think I fulfilled my potential. And the money side of things and having this or having that, and I don't. For me, that's kind of stuff doesn't factor into, you know, greatness or factor into, you know, did I develop the right skills? I think the skills I'm trying to develop is exactly related to those three components.
Yeah. Oh, and you're not trying to please everybody in the world out there. I mean, you got to look on who you're looking to make sure is addressed, and those around you, all the girls and everything. That's what matters when it all comes down. That's what matters. If you're
I mean,
gonna take the world and worry about that, then that's where high stress and anxiety comes for particularly no reason. I think
Right.
people have a wide lens on, I think, a little bit too much right now, and I feel like I've said this before on the show, but if everybody just focuses and brings attention, awareness back into the household,
Yeah.
and start there, and make sure you're good, and then from there work your way out. But make sure the home's good, and then carry on.
I think of that. I mean, if you start there, I think. Well, if it starts here, right? It starts with us individually, right? And if we can make ourselves good, right, then the home essentially becomes good.
Yep.
And just
It's
like
a
you said,
reflection.
it starts to unfold from there, and then our hope is it's a snowball effect. And hey, listen, I got my personal house in the right spot, and therefore I got my family house in the right spot. And with that, everything outside of that, it's icing on the cake. And you would hope that that would be going back to motivation and desire and drive. That would be motivation and desire and drive
Yeah,
to help each other out. And
it's a
it's not,
cycle. It's a
yeah,
cycle.
and it has nothing to do with what's sitting in the parking in the garage. It doesn't. This doesn't matter. It's we live a pretty good life, and we live a pretty good life because we got our relationship, our community, which is our house, in the right spot. It's not always like that, but overall, there's challenges we face. There's obstacles we come into contact with, but we fight through it. We work through it. We figure it out. And for us, that's keeping our four walls in the right spot. And if we could do that, I think if we all could collectively do that, I think there's a snowball effect. I think we as a community, as a world, could be a better place.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, everybody's so focused outside those four walls, and you're one up on me right now because I don't even have a house. So
Yeah,
there,
well,
I
yeah,
still got
you have four walls.
walls and a roof, and loved ones inside. But
Right.
yeah, I think there's just too much focused on a damn president, a guy. Somebody says we gotta, this guy's gonna rule our world, and there's too much. And movie stars and athletes, whatever, it's all this attention outward, 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 and we need to bring it back in.
Yeah. Well,
there's
you
a
made a
good
great. Go
there's a
ahead.
guy with working out is a popular term. One guy, Paul Chek, he's kind of more of like a holistic trainer and everything, but he likes to consider his trainings, he calls them working in. And I really can, I like that one. I like that part.
Well, it's the truth, right? Because I mean, what do we do these things for? We're not doing them to
Yeah.
help other people out. I mean, in a sense, maybe we are because, but the thing is, it starts with working on ourselves. And if we're working in, right? If we're when we're working out, we're working in. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That there's a benefit for us to do that, not only for us personally, but for folks that are around us. Meditation. Why do I meditate? I mean, I meditate because I want to particular reasons where I want to calm myself and I want to less stress and all that. But when I'm less stressed and I feel better about myself and I'm doing the things that I need to do to be that better husband, to be that better father, to be that better human being, it has an impact on the four walls that I'm in and the people that are in that four walls. Because when I'm calm and when I'm tempered and when I'm happy, it's a ripple effect. The people
Hmm.
around me should be. When I get up in the morning and I start my day off shitty and bitching and moaning about this, that, and the other thing, it hits Rob, it could hit the girls, and then therefore their days could be shitty. So,
Yep.
but you hit on something really important too. You're in a transition period, so technically you don't even have to have a house. You don't even have to have the four walls, the physical structure, as long as you have five other people, six other people, seven other people in your case.
Keep on going. Yep.
Right? As long as you have those most important people near you, you could create whatever it is you can create. You don't have to. That was pretty much the point we're trying to make here. You don't have to have these external things and stuff
Hmm.
to make your house right.
Yep. No, it's a perfect example right now, and yeah, it's true. I mean, you got everything you need right here. And, technically there's 3 garages in Northeast Pennsylvania that are filled to the gill with stuff. And we've been able to, mosey through several months now without our house, technically speaking, without the structure and all this stuff that goes in it. But I mean, the kids are thriving right now. And I mean, to me, that's all that matters is they're in good places and everybody's safe. Everybody's around loved ones. And yeah, our stuff will find a home. Our stuff will find a structure to be
Right.
organized in. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, yeah, technically we're all home. So,
Exactly. You don't. Yeah. Yep. You got it. That's a perfect spot to put a little tag in it.
That's sounds good to me.
8:23 out there.
Yep. Yeah, I've been almost like this has almost been bedtime for me right now. I'm like 8:30, 8 o'clock. I think the other night I started going to bed read. So this is
Well,
different. Talk about change and transition.
I will tell you, buddy. Uh, I'm there with you. I mean, hell, when I was in San Diego on Monday night, I think I was feet up at 7:30. I was in bed at
Nice.
7:30, and I probably fell asleep at 8. Same thing with Tuesday. I probably fell asleep about 9. The downside to that, though, I was up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wired. Yeah.
I'm down in the gym, at the hotel at like 3:30, 4 o'clock,
Hey,
getting my run on.
beat the crowds. You beat the crowds.
Yeah, but there was nobody there when I left the gym either at 5:30 or whatever it was.
Not even close.
That's all right. That's okay.
It's beautiful. It works.
Nothing good happens after 8 o'clock anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Just asking for trouble.
Although, the rest of the family goes to bed. My teenage daughters are going to bed well before me.
Before.
Or excuse me, after me. Well
Oh,
after.
I was gonna say, are they going to bed after school?
Was it? I think it was Friday. It was Friday night, Friday or Saturday night last weekend. Bella was out, and I was getting up early. I was getting up early because Elena had it was Saturday. She had an 8 a.m. soccer game. So with the car getting worked on, Bella's using the garage to pull our car, the Kia, the Telluride in, and I'm parking the big truck out front. So I don't want to leave it in the front. I'll pull into the driveway. So she comes home, and I fell asleep, 8, 9 o'clock on like a Saturday night. I am not cool anymore. Not cool anymore.
Just get the tube socks out too.
Right. But I guess she called Robin at like 11:30 and said, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna stay out. Is that cool? I'm gonna hang out." I'm like, "What? Is everything okay?" Yeah. So I walked out, started the truck, backed it in, at 11:30 at night. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I've already got like 3 hours of sleeping. I'm good."
Yeah.
Back the truck in.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Let's just call it a new day now.
I know. Hey, couple, 20 more minutes. It's past midnight. We're good.
Yep, it counts.
So, all right, dude.
Nice, man. Sounds good.
Good topic. Thanks.
Glad
everybody.
we could catch up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's taken a while there. A little hiatus. Once again.
We'll get consistent on a weekly basis coming soon. I'm sure. I mean, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I got to put it on Google Calendar, evidently. So.
Yeah, if it's not on Google Calendar, it doesn't exist.
Doesn't happen. Yep.
In the Sheen household.
Yep. Exactly.
A lot of red dots.
Oh, tons. It's all red. Red screen, top to bottom.
All right, man. Give my love to everybody.
Yeah, you do the same. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Adios. Have a good weekend. Much love, everybody. Thank you.
All right. Much love.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Later. Bye.
Hey, hang up.